So now we're doing FreeCodeCamp Legacy Python for everybody using web services. Okay, so make sure you got your good old notes over here. Let's go all the way to the bottom. All right, and let's start it up.
Hello and welcome to Chapter 13, Web Services.
Was it Casual Friday there, Chuck? You went from a suit and tie or whatever you're wearing to just chilling. All right, let's go.
So what we've been doing so far is we've been...
All right, let's write this down before he goes on to ignoring it. Data on the web. Also, aren't we in a new chapter? Hold on, let's back it up. Let's back
welcome.
Up the video.
Hello and welcome to...
All right, there we go. So let's type that out. Chapter 13, using web services. All right, so let's do that. Chapter 13, using web services. Okay. Let's go forward a little bit. There we go. All right. So now let's write this stuff down. All right. What's this say? Data on the web. Data. That's not it. Data. That's not it. Data on the web. All right. With the hypertext transfer protocol, request/response, well understood and well supported. Oh, that's pretty bold claim right there, wouldn't you think? I don't know if it's well understood. They're talking about, he's talking about them, not us. There was a natural move toward exchanging data between programs using these protocols. All right, is this a history lesson? What's going on here? We needed. Is this like war stories? Like this is what happened in the trenches of creating the internet? We needed to come up. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's write this. An agreed way to represent data going between applications and across networks was needed. How about that? How about that to fix it up? Was needed. Because I had nothing to do with this. I'm not going to say we if it didn't have anything to do with me. All right. What else? There are two commonly used formats. XML, which I don't know about, and JSON, which I barely know about. All right. So let's go.
Response web services.
Right.
So what we've been doing so far is we've been using the request response cycle. We've learned about SOC.
In my opinion, I have a beard, okay? And I'm wearing a t-shirt right now. But in my opinion, once you grow a beard, it's like very bad to be seen wearing a t-shirt because you know, a beard is part of your ensemble, is part of your outfit, right? And t-shirts and beards just look like, I don't know, juxtaposition. Like what's this sage doing wearing the same clothes as a toddler, you know? But you know, I'm doing the same thing like literally right now as I speak, but also you can't see me. So let's go.
We've learned about URL lib, and we've actually learned how to pull HTML and even flat text off the internet. But what we're going to talk about now is using that same request response cycle to retrieve information that is specifically designed for programmatic consumption, so that, you know, we had to have this beautiful soup which sort of did a hack job or solve the hard problem of parsing HTML. But why not produce data in a format that makes good sense to a program, because programs want to talk to each other? If you recall, the whole idea of a SOC.
Okay. Sending data across the net. Whoa, this is all new. All right, let's write this down. Sending data across the net. Sending data across the net. All right, so what is this? How are we supposed to draw this? PHP array, Python dictionary. All right, let's make them both go. Let's make an object, I guess. We're making an object here. All right, let's open up the object, drop it down 2, and close the object. Or what do we call them here? Dictionaries, right? And then inside of this dictionary, we're going to have... I hate doing this. Name Codeman S. All right. And then we'll also have... So I'm not going to put the phone number. All right. Site codemans.org. www.codemans.org. How about that? There we go. And then we come over here and let's drop this down right here. Also, let's do this. There we go. And then we'll have, and we'll say here, JavaScript Object Java hash map. What does that mean? I don't know. AKA period wire protocol. Wire protocol. What we send on the wire. Okay. So, yeah, let's go through this. We don't. All right. Let's go through this like this. All right, let's watch this.
Is to have one, because programs want to talk to each other. If you recall, the whole idea of a socket is to have one application process sending data to another application process. True. And so if we think about this for a moment and we realize that we have all these programs, they can be written in different programming languages and they're all connected. And so they might want to send data back and forth through the network.
True.
PHP programs, JavaScript programs, Java programs. And so we have to decide on a protocol that is independent of any programming language. And we call that the wire protocol, because if you were to sort of take some connection and watch the exact characters that go back and forth, that's what you would see if you were monitoring the wire. So that's why we call that the wire protocol. And so the idea is that we have...
All right. So I don't know if you're an audio learner, because I'm certainly not. When people start flapping their gums, I'm just like, okay, whatever. I'm also not really a strong, what's the word? Like, you know how these are symbols, right? This is like a P and an H and a P, and this P represents the sound and blah, 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 right? I'm also not that great with symbols. I'm very close to animal status when it comes to symbols and listening to people talk. I'm just like, it's just like, wah, 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 like on the cartoon. That being said, what the hell is he talking about right now? Okay, so I guess this is wire protocol. They're talking about what's going on, how to send data back and forth. I say this as I say it using audio and not showing any pictures, but whatever. Let's go.
So that's why we call that the wire protocol. And so the idea is that we have to agree on a format that is going to represent the data, and we can't make it a Python-specific format or a Java format. And when we take the data from the internal representation, maybe a Python dictionary, to send it to the wire, we call that act serialization, and that is going from sort of the internal representation to the serial representation or the wire representation. And then here is an example of a person with a name and phone number with using less thans and greater thans. This is an XML example. And then in the far end, in a different programming language, it receives this and then deserializes it and then turns it into some useful structure inside that programming language. And so this is an example of a wire protocol that's using XML, and that's one of the formats we're going to talk about. Another format that we're going to talk about is a format called JSON, JavaScript Object Notation, and it is simpler and easier, but it's not as precise and descriptive as XML is. And so while you'll find that most of the things you run into, especially if you're talking to APIs of one form or another, you'll find that JSON is very common. XML still holds sway in places like documents. So if you look at docx at the end of a Microsoft Word document, docx means that it's an XML version of the representation of a word processing document. So the first thing we'll talk about is XML.
What? That's the end of it? I was thinking I could make 70, 80 more minutes worth of video here. No, just kidding. So yeah, I'm pretty sure all this video is talking about is that they were agreeing on a wire format. Agreeing on a wire. Let's add this to the notes, and then that should be it. Or we already have that right here. Anyway, so basically, I don't think it really went over this lesson went over much. It's just telling them that there is a way to format stuff easier than what we've been doing, and that's what's going on here. And so we'll do that later. Are we gonna? Should we write this slide down? Is the question. Like, because this seems like garbage. Honestly, it seems like something that it's just like a filler that we didn't really need, because it doesn't teach us XML. It doesn't teach us Java or JSON. Let's write it down anyway. Whatever. Agreeing on a wire format. I mean, look, there's no wasted effort, right? Even if seems stupid. At least we're learning how to. At least we're getting some typing experience points, right? Python dictionary. All right. Let's send it over with this arrow. Let's say under that serialize. And I don't know why it says that. I have no idea, and you didn't go too deep into why. But what do you expect? This is not our first time dealing with this program. Dealing with this class or synonym or structure or whatever. Okay, so we got person here, and then we got, I don't know, name. And then name is gonna, this is like, I guess this is XML, so it's gonna say codeman S, and then close name. Close name. All right. And then also we're going to have a website. All right. And we'll call it www.codemans.org. All right. Close the website. All right. And then close person. So it's just like HTML, but I guess different somehow. I don't see how it's different, but I guess because of the less space. I don't know. So it looks just like HTML basically. And then let's have another what's the thing called? Arrow. Deserialize. I don't understand. How is this serialized or deserialized? Deserialize. Serial numbers. Like, I don't know. All right. And then Java hash map. I don't know what that is. All right. I don't get it, but that's what's written down. And I'm sure, look, we'll understand this later. Let's just put this into our brains as in something we've done. Like, you know, in a video game when you get the key and then you don't use it for like a while and then you use it again later once you find the lock. Let's act like that with this. We don't know what's going on here, but we are now somewhat familiar. We are now familiar with this. All right. So there's that. Let's get out of this. We already finished it. All right. Let's come
Hello
here.
and welcome.
Yeah. Calm down. All right. So question, what are the two most common ways to send data over the internet? JSON and text? No. JSON and XML? I believe so. No. Yes. This is the one we talked about. He talked about in the video. Check the answer. Looks good and submit it. All right. So now we're on to web services XML, and we'll see you next time.